Hello guys, Every here and welcome to another video. And today I want to throw out yet another controversial opinion because I kinda got known for that now, I guess. Having shitty opinions. So this is one of them. So yeah, often known and every single time I hear it, I cringe. People saying the IS-4 is the first line a beginner should start. I disagree. Also the i7 sometimes being said, that's kind of dumb. I don't know why. Let's quickly get over why I disagree. First of all, KV2 is terrible. The same as the KV1 is. Yes, it got changed a bit. Doesn't really matter though. It doesn't change anything. Second of all, KV3, a fine tank. This gun is terrible. Use this instead. Still, alright to use, a mid-tier heavy. Not great though. This thing is terrible. Let's not talk about it, else I'm gonna just burst the blood vessel. This thing is fine if it wasn't for the stock grind, cause if this is your actual first tier 10, you start with a tier 7 gun. It says tier 8 here, but it's on the IS, it's a tier 7 gun. 175 and 217 on a tier 9 heavy tank. Yeah, play against a mouse with that, good job, have fun. The next gun, the i3 gun, is a bit better, but still. Look at the aim time. It's terrible. And if you don't want to have to grind it, you need to get to this gun first, meaning you still need to play this, having you waste credits on 2 more tanks and time as well, just so you can play this more or less a bit properly. This tank is more or less fine, but still, eh. The IS-4, not my favorite. I don't like this tank a whole lot. And I disagree with this being just, I don't know, people's go-to TF10, apparently. Or at least that's what they tell others. Personally, I think it's the E100. Why do I think it's the E100? Because the line is great. The line is absolutely fantastic. If we have a quick look here before we get into some live gameplay. The VK36, amazing tank. Great stock gun if you don't want to go turret and gun immediately. Stock grind, pretty damn good. You have amazing armor for tier 6. Your gun is great. You're not going to get circled by mediums because you have a great traverse speed. Or good enough to at least keep up with them. Your DPM is not bad. Your gun handling is nice. And it teaches you that one very important mechanic, which is, I think, other than learning the maps and all that good stuff, side scraping. Side scraping can be applied in basically any tank if you know how to do it properly. And it teaches you that from tier 6, which you don't need a long time to get there now with all the events going on. The Tiger follows the same formula. Amazing gun. Now after the buff, great armor, but works even better if you side scrape. Your mobility is fantastic for a heavy tank. It's just great. The Tiger 2, you again get a gun upgrade, now even more alpha damage. Your gun handling is fantastic. Your pen is great. You have good armor, even though your turret is a weak spot. But again, side scraping works, at least for the whole. But the turret weak spot continues until the rest of the line, which is great. It still keeps up the same gameplay. It tells you how to play this line. And specifically, it teaches you to goddamn side scrape. And if you over angle, you die. Because these 2 tanks in particular, the Tiger 2 and the E75 all have the ammo rack right where you get shot if you over angle, which is smack bang in the middle of the hole here. So try to avoid that. Now the E100, a bit unfortunate there that it has a stock gun. I don't know why. But let's talk about the E75 first. Again, a stock gun upgrade. Now 12.8. More alpha, more pen, obviously. But your gun handling goes a little bit crappy. But you still gain more DPM, which is surprising, but hey, I don't complain. Your armor still, it keeps on increasing, but you have that turret weak spot. The E100, we talked about the gun. Just if you have the free XP, skip it. It's great. Your DPM goes up once again by quite a margin now. Your pen stays roughly the same. You have a lot of more alpha now. 640 instead of 460. Your aim time stays roughly the same as well, so you're not too unfamiliar with gun handling, whilst getting a lot more armor, but your turret becomes your biggest weak spot, ignoring the lower plate because it always is, on most tanks anyway. But yeah, your turret is a weak spot. You, again, have to use what you learned before, which is side scraping. And that's what this entire line has been teaching you from tier 6 onwards. Meaning you can apply that logic further and further down the line. Now you can't do that with the IS-4 line. The KV-2 and the KV-1S are terrible when it comes to side scraping, because they have massive turret weak spots that are even easier than the German ones, whilst also providing quite a massive weak side armor, so side scraping is not really a thing. The KV-3 does that a bit better, also being buffed in the same update as the Tiger 1. Proves a lot more survivable, I guess, in a sense, but still not the greatest of tanks. The KV-4 is just terrible, I don't want to talk about it. The SDI, I don't know, you should play it hold down instead of in side scrape, personally. And the IS-4, it has its weak spots, but it's pretty good at side scrape. But I just think this line is superior, because if you do it badly, / terribly with your side scraping, you get punished really hard. And a lot of people think that you shouldn't have that for new players, because they should be forgiven for mistakes. But I think the better way to learn is by not being like, ha, I can just forget about my armor, I will bounce stuff sometimes, but let me just use the gun instead. And I think that's the wrong approach, especially to heavy tanks. You need to think, how do I use the armor whilst also thinking about my gun at the same time. These are some terrible shots. But I don't know, it just teaches you to pay attention to, first of all, your surrounding. Like, I just noticed that bad shit over there. Second of all, how do I use my armor the best way? And just to, I don't know. It teaches you that the best way, personally. I have to be a bit more careful here, because I'm surrounded. But that's what it's all about. It's awareness. Using my armor in multiple directions. I need to side scrape against those, whilst keeping my turret located towards the bat shed here. The rest is not that bad, so I can keep up with him. 57 is not paying too much attention. The IS-4 just went out in the open. The E5 left its spot. And the IS-8 is pushing forward. I put a good shot into me there. I'm probably going to be losing this one. But, hey. That's the thing about this tank. Heavy tanks also rely not just on themselves, but on the armor that they have and therefore their driver. And if you can't use the armor properly, you're just gonna lose. And most importantly, you're gonna not soak up the damage for your team like you should be. Meaning you're gonna die a lot quicker and not do that nice bit of damage that you want to do the entire time already. And yeah. I would have taken 800 more damage here, making me a one-shot for everything, but because I was able to angle, I was able to bounce that. And I don't know. I just think this line is superior when it comes for new players. Putting one more in there. And also, if you're not that great with aiming yet, you can always go back to the HE rounds as well. Now I over-angled, so I got punished. Which was terrible. My mistake. I'm gonna die to that E4 here. But yeah, I'm gonna play a second one. Unfortunately, the team didn't quite play with us. But yeah, I did damage. I did bounce some stuff as well. Unfortunately, not as much as I would like to. So let's see if we can maybe get a more favorable map, like Dynasties. Unfortunately, though, the enemy has 2 Crown Wagons, which are gonna be a pain to deal with if I don't play properly. The T-30, thanks to the overmatching of my gun being 150 centimeters. Wait, is it? No, 15 centimeters. I am thinking the wrong way there, sorry. Should be able to pen those nicely. And let's just see what we can do here with the German behemoth. I don't know, I like this heavy tank a lot more than the ISO. It allows me to not only actually think about my armor instead of being like, it will work sometimes. And also have a great gun to go with it, because I'm not a fan of the Russian guns. Let's be honest, they're rather unreliable. Just like most guns, actually. The British ones are pretty nice, for the most part. But it's just, I want to rely on my own skill, instead of just RNG to carry me through the game. Which is why I like this tank so much. Well, that was an unfortunate HE. Didn't do any damage there. I know someone went around this area, so I'm gonna side scrape here whilst I'm reloading. And because your reload is that long, you can always work on your side scrape. You can improve it a bit. You can check if you're in any trouble. Now he didn't load heat, so he couldn't pin me. And I just did 400 to him, even though he was arguably in his strongest position there, being fully hulled down and only showing the turret. Now I need to shoot that guy into the side. I was gonna shoot HE into the T-30 side here actually, but luckily I didn't do that too early, so another nice HE. So yeah, if you're not that great with aiming, HE is gonna be a good friend. But don't rely on it too much, because if you don't aim properly, you're still only gonna do like 200 to 400 damage. But once you can use it really well, it's gonna be a dangerous weapon of your arsenal. Now that was terrible on my behalf. You cannot circle me, nor should you ram me. Let's see if I can HE him possibly as well. Now he's an AP 1-shot, 2-shot, but have his butt now. So let's just do as much as we can, and that's a whole lot better game. I didn't do that much in terms of blocking, but I was present. I basically held this entire middle here. I did get some backup at the end, which was nice, whilst my team just managed to stop the push that was happening here with the double crown wagons. And yeah, I just am a big fan of this tank. I think it's a lot more suitable for newer players. But what do you guys think about it? I know a lot of you aren't too happy, especially with a lot of newer players making mistakes and being passive with this. But personally, I'm a big fan. And yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think I am again terribly wrong with my opinion, as I usually am? And what do you think is, in your opinion, the best starting line, considering the stock grind, not having a lot of credits and free XP at the start as well? And I don't know, just having not enough knowledge on the game to begin with. So that is my take. I'm probably gonna get shit for this again, but I don't really care. I just felt like making this video would be a good idea, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you all, I guess, next time. Bye bye.